All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? Um, so if you guys are tuning in live, just say hi in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments for me. I really appreciate when you guys do that. It helps me out. So, uh, how's the weather where you guys are at? How are you doing? What are you doing? It's snowy and cold at where I am. I think it's like 11 degrees right now, and it feels like -6. Last time I checked, that's what it was. So, but let me know how it is where you guys are. Okay, so today's topic is all about how we can make weight loss or fat loss simple. And I know this is a topic that a lot of you want to know about. You want to know how you can lose weight or lose fat simply and not make it like overcomplicated and not make it like unrealistic. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to give you a few tips that can really jumpstart your fat loss and jumpstart you losing weight and getting healthier and everything. And these are super simple tips. And they work for everyone. It doesn't matter what your goals are. You know. How much weight you're looking to lose or whatever it is, these things work for anyone. So if you don't know where to start, if you don't know what to do, what your plan should be, what to start with these tips, and this is going to help you. So I think we tend to make losing weight more complicated sometimes. We think it takes counting a bunch of macros and being very precise with how much we're eating and all these kind of things, and it doesn't have to be, at least not at first, at least not unless you only have 5 or 10 pounds to lose. That's when it gets to more precise. It has to get more precise. Um so hopefully that makes sense. So let's get started. Um, First, before I give you the tips, I want to explain, because I know you just heard me say we're talking about weight loss or fat loss. And I really wanted, before I give you these tips, I want to explain the difference between the two, these two things, weight loss and fat loss. Because most of us say we want to lose weight, right? That's like the common thing that people say is, I want to lose weight. But what most people actually mean is that we want to lose fat. We don't really just want to lose weight, because weight could be anything. Weight could be weight could be a lot of things, but fat is very specific. And that's what we mean when we say weight loss. We actually want fat loss. So weight loss refers to an overall reduction in body weight. And it's made up of three things. It's made up of fat, water, like retained water, and muscle. So that's really what weight loss is. And fat loss is the loss of fat only. You're only losing fat. You're not losing muscle. You're not losing water. So fat loss is really what we want. That is the healthy weight loss. That is the healthy way to lose weight. So, you know, the reason we only want to lose fat, and some water is fine, but we really want to focus on fat loss because it is very unhealthy to lose muscle. We do not want that. We do not want to lose muscle. That when you start losing muscle, then your health declines. You start getting all kinds of issues. Something is not right if you're losing a bunch of muscle. That is not healthy for us. And it can shorten our lives. It can cause disease. It can cause health issues. So we do not want muscle loss. A little bit of um, Water loss is fine, especially if you are someone that has a lot of inflammation, you're holding a lot of water. Yes, that is fine. It's not unhealthy to lose water, but you don't want to lose it to a point of dehydration. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, we never want to lose muscle because muscle is what keeps our metabolism up. It keeps us preventing disease. When we have more muscle, we automatically have a higher metabolism. We fat burn more, we burn more calories, and we prevent a lot of disease. So it's very important to keep our muscle. So you guys let me know if that explanation made sense. If it did, just put yes in the comments and I'll know that, I explained it okay and you understood it. Okay, so now that you understand the difference, I'm going to give you some tips that will help you lose fat easily. So the first simple way to lose fat is to add protein. Getting enough protein daily is the simplest way you can start losing fat. That is the simplest way. If you do nothing else, if you make sure you are getting enough protein on a daily basis, on a regular basis, then you are going to start losing fat and you will start gaining muscle. So protein helps boost your metabolism, like I said earlier, because it helps you keep and build your muscle. So it also helps you reduce your appetite. Protein helps you reduce your appetite, and it regulates certain hormones that help with weight loss. So it is very beneficial to get enough protein. If you are under eating protein, you are losing muscle, you're probably gaining fat, you're hungry, and you're developing disease. So we want to make sure we are getting enough protein on a regular basis, like daily, at each meal. Most of our meals need to be high protein meals. Uh, so, so I know you guys want to know like how much is enough protein? What is high protein, right? So a good starting point for anyone is 30 grams at each meal. So say you eat 3 meals a day. You want to make sure you're getting at least 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 90 grams per day at minimum. That's a minimum. If you're an adult and you weigh, uh, 100 pounds or more, you need 30 grams of protein at each meal minimum. So that is a good starting point. That is a good place to begin. But if you really want to know like a personalized amount, I can do that for you. I do offer a personalized nutrition blueprint, and I can put that link. I can leave the link in the comments after I do this live if you guys are interested in knowing more about that. But that is something I can personalize for you, and you get more stuff than just the knowing your protein. There's a lot of different things that you get with that. You get a whole plan. So but start with 30 grams per meal if you're doing 3 meals a day. If you're only doing 2 meals a day, like you're a person that kind of fasts or doesn't eat breakfast, then you're going to have to eat more at your meals, more than 30 grams. You're going to have to make up for it at your other meals. So does this make sense, you guys? Let me know. But this is one of the simplest ways that you can start losing fat, is to just eat enough protein every day. That is the number one thing I recommend if you're trying to lose fat. So, okay, the second way to lose fat easily is to build muscle. So protein helps you build muscle, and But another thing you can do is like resistance training, train your muscles. So doing any kind of resistance training. So resistance training not only helps build muscle, which is crucial for a healthy metabolism, but it also helps with insulin sensitivity. So I know a lot of us are um, we struggle with blood sugar in this community, and we have diabetes, or we have insulin problems and things like that. So this is another reason to start resistance training. Is it really does help with your insulin sensitivity. um, and doing both of these things uh, promotes fat loss. So if you can start resistance training and eating more protein, your insulin is going to get better. Your insulin sensitivity is going to get better. You are going to start losing fat. It's going to help with these things. So, when you practice muscle building exercises on a consistent basis, it helps use up extra carbs and sugar for energy instead of it raising your blood sugar. So, this is how it helps you with insulin sensitivity. You are using the carbs and sugar that you ate you're using it in your muscles. You're using it up as energy instead of just storing it as fat. So it can also help reverse and prevent diabetes. So when you do resistance training on a regular basis, it is constantly using up the carbs and sugar that you eat. So it's preventing, it's reversing or preventing diabetes. It can help with that. And you don't need an hour of weightlifting a day or anything like that. You can do as little as 10 minutes to start seeing a difference. Like 10 minutes of some kind of resistance training every day, or most days, 5 days a week, or more, then you're going to see a difference quickly. Like, you're going to notice a difference. Your blood sugar is going to go down. You're going to start seeing that you're building muscle. You're going to see some inches come off. If you're losing fat, so you're going to start seeing a big difference quickly. So what is considered resistance training? Because I'm sure that was your next question. And it's really anything that challenges your muscles. That is resistance training. It doesn't have to be, like I said, an hour of weightlifting in the gym. Um, if you want to do that, that's fine, but it doesn't have to be. You can use free weights or resistance bands, or even your body weight to get resistance training. So you can do things like push-ups, squats, lunges, bicep curls, tricep curls, and like chest presses. Anything that works your muscles. Whether you're using weights or resistance bands or just your body weight, you can do some kind of resistance training exercises. And there's some great ones. If you look it up on YouTube, you can just look up resistance training for beginners if you're a beginner, or just resistance training for women or something like that on YouTube, and you will find some great exercises if you don't know exactly what to do. And that'll give you some a good reference, and good, like, you want the proper form and things like that, so you don't hurt yourself. So anyway, that's what I would recommend. And just starting with 10 minutes is gonna, like I said, it's gonna help you. You're gonna notice a big difference, especially if you haven't been exercising or resistance training. So yeah, anything that challenges your muscles is considered resistance training. Even like walking up a hill, You know, if you go outside and walk, if you choose like a hilly kind of area, that's going to work your muscles. That's going to work your leg muscles and your butt muscles and things like that. So, um, that can even be resistance training. So, you know, I personally don't do more than 20 or 30 minutes a day, and I do about 5 days a week. So I do about 20 to 30 minutes of resistance training 5 days a week. And I've seen a big difference. Like I've really seen a big difference in my muscle, in the fat. Like I feel like now I have more muscle than fat, you know. So I've really noticed a big difference. With me focusing more on resistance training than a lot of cardio, because I used to be a big cardio person and now I've kind of switched that and I really do see a difference. And I feel better. I feel so much better and I don't dread my workouts like I used to either, because I actually enjoy resistance training and I didn't enjoy like the cardio workouts and things. So, so that's what I do, and I what I do is I focus on one area a day. So, like Monday, I might do chest, and then Tuesday I'll do like lower body, like squats and lunges. Then Wednesday I'll go back to like back, you know, like upper body, and so on. You know, I break it up because then that gives my upper body a break and then my lower body a break and then my upper body a break. So then you're not uh, wearing yourself out too much. You're not, you know, overtraining and things like that. You're giving your muscles time to recover and to rest. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, so let's see. Let's do the last tip. So this is the last tip. Um, you want to strive for at least 80% of your diet being whole foods. That is the third simple weight loss tip. Just strive for 80% whole foods each week. And if you guys have been around a while, you know this. You've heard me talk about it. I believe in this. This is what I've been doing. This is what I did to lose the fat, to get rid of diabetes and balance my blood sugar and my hormones and all these things. I really do believe in this. So 80% whole foods. And, you know, I'm not one of those people who's like, no, you can't ever have a cheat meal or you can't ever have, you know, dessert or carbs or whatever. I'm not a believer in that because I don't believe that we can do that forever, you know? So I'm not 100% like, oh, you have to eat clean 100% of the time. I believe in the 80/20 because it really is what worked for me and it works for my clients, and it's realistic. It's realistic, and that's what I love about it. So, um, if you can make most of your meals healthy, whole foods, then you will lose weight and you will lose fat. So this is one of the easiest ways to lose fat, to get the health that you want, is to just make most of your meals healthy, whole foods. Um, so I'm going to break that down for you because I'm sure you're saying, well, 80%, what does that mean? You know, how does that, how many meals is that? So if you eat, and I base this off of 3 meals a day, because that's what most people eat. So if you're eating 3 meals a day, that's 21 meals a week, right? Roughly 21 meals a week. So if 16 to 17 of your meals are healthy and, you know, the whole food healthy meals, then only 4 of your meals are processed. So that's the 80/20. 80% is the 16 or 17 meals. And then about 4 meals can be like treats, splurges, things, you know, dessert, uh, things that are more processed, right? Uh, and if you do this, then you will see a big difference. You will see a difference in your fat loss. You will lose inches. You will lose fat. I guarantee it. If you do this consistently, if you do this every week, make most of your meals whole foods, not processed stuff, then you're going to see a big difference in your fat loss. So, what do I mean by whole foods? Because a lot of us think, okay, whole foods. What does she mean by whole foods? And what I really mean by whole foods is anything found in nature that hasn't been messed with, that hasn't been processed in a factory. I'm even talking about, uh, rice and things like that. Rice has been stripped of all of its nutrients. So I know a lot of us think that rice is a whole food. Um, we think that bread, whole grain bread, is a whole food, but it's actually not. It has been processed. It has ingredients. It has been stripped of nutrients that make it healthy for us. So I'm not talking about those. That I would put into the processed food category. It's at least a little bit processed. So I don't count that as whole foods. But whole foods to me are foods like fruits, vegetables, meat, eggs, fish, poultry, healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, coconut, even like butter, ghee, tallow. Those things are healthy fats because they are from nature, right? They are not processed. So there's so many whole foods. There's so many that, I can't just sit here and name all of them, but you guys get it. It's fruits and vegetables and meats and things that come from the earth that haven't been processed, that don't have an ingredient list, right? So try to make most of your meals from whole foods. So, and that will give you like the 80/20, and if you can just do like four of your meals, or like two meals and two desserts or something like that, and the rest of it whole foods, you're gonna see fat loss. You're gonna see fat loss. So try these tips and you will lose fat. um, and you guys, I suggest, uh, just starting with one of these tips. Don't try to do all three at one time. Start with one. Start with the one that you think will be easiest for you, because then you can build on that, right? If you think starting with getting enough protein is going to be the easiest thing for you, then do that one. If you think starting with, resistance training is going to be the easiest one for you, then start with that one. And if you think that just trying to get 80% whole foods is the easiest thing for you, then start with that one. But don't start with all three at one time. Choose one, and get good at that. Get consistent with it, and then add another tip and add another tip. So I hope you were taking notes. If not, you can always go back and watch the replay of this to get all the three tips. But just start with one of these things and then build on it after you get consistent with the first one and then the second one. So, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And hopefully these tips can really help you start to jumpstart your fat loss. If you've kind of been like, I don't know what to do, I don't know, nothing sounds good to me, I don't feel like any diet I'm seeing is realistic. Just start simple with these very simple things, and you can get there. You can get there, you guys. I believe in you, and I hope you believe in yourself. And I don't want you. I want you to. Uh, I want you to do this. Like, I don't want you to overcomplicate it. I want it to be easy for you, because if we get overwhelmed, then we just quit, right? A lot of times that's what happens. We just get overwhelmed. It's too much. We're trying to do too many new habits at one time and then we just quit because we get too burned out, and I don't want that to happen to you. So just start slowly, and that's gonna be a lot better for consistency than trying to do all of these at one time. Um, all right, guys. So I'm going to leave that link to my nutrition blueprint. If you guys are interested in that, I'll leave that here in just a few minutes. And let me know if you guys have any other questions, if anything came up for you while you were watching this, if I didn't explain anything well. Um, anything that we talked about today, let me know if you have any additional questions. You can leave them in the comments. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. All right. Bye.